Okay, so it's 6:12 on the 16th. Oh no, it's 6:13 now. 6:13 on Monday the 16th. So today's supposed to be some significant day. I don't remember why. I swear I heard the 16th was a big day. That there, I'd heard that for a while. So I don't know. There's always these big days. Like just the last video I just saw was a guy who was saying that uh, that today there's going to be an attack on LA. He said we're going to attack ourselves in LA, which that's part of their game. LA and in Las Vegas. And also, he said the Eiffel Tower. He said keep away from those three places. So, I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen. Who knows? It is so weird. Is like yesterday, it was like the sky was blue. So, I don't know what clouds were out there because they came in so strong. Just laying lines like crazy. And I did some videos of it, but I don't know. For some reason, sky videos really have a hard time going forward. But but it was just like going to town on the spraying like crazy. And let me see what day, because I can't remember. I think today's supposed to be like 60, and then it's supposed to go up in the 70s. Yeah, tomorrow. Oh, now we got another cloudy day because it was supposed to be, I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was supposed to be sunny with no clouds, but now we got a cloud. So tomorrow is supposed to, so today's in the 60s, tomorrow the 70s, then the next 3 days high 70s, and then go back to low 70s, and then back in the 50s. So, and now it's 2 days of sun, because I was saying I was going to lay out. If there's any days of sun, I'm going to go lay out. And, but anyways, so I don't know what, I mean, they got another cloud on here now. So I don't know, but they covered the whole sky. And then the next time I went out, it was all completely overcast. Everything had gone together and created atmosphere. And the sun was just a little weird light behind all of this cloud coverage, which I think there's something that is in the sky they don't want us to see. I don't think it just has to do with weather. I think it has to do with something being there at a certain time and they don't want us to see it. So they go in and start creating a barrier so we can't see it. And so I don't know. And then, yeah, that makes sense. Because, okay, so you know how like when it's going to be a full moon or something, and how people will be affected. And so if something is there, which keep in mind, I'm not saying there's outer space and stuff. It is a vibrational, dimensional kind of thing. It's realms passing through other realms. It's the static in between realities. And so it's like crossing paths. And it's like the static. So it's like tuning in for a second and then tuning back out. And so it passes through our pathway and through our stationary reality, and the static between the two stations is got the noise of two things trying to come into the same space. And so it's like passing through. Because I am in so much pain, I can't even believe it. Like and it's so draining. Like I feel like so drained, and I feel like I'm so tired. I just want to sleep, but my body hurts too bad, and I can't sleep. And And it is so stiff and so sore. And this is the kind of bullshit, you know, that we would be called like autoimmune. And you go in, oh, doc, I got this, I got that. Then they start trying to go through the list. Okay, well, we think you have this. And they'll send you to another specialist, another specialist. Then they'll, you know, people who get diagnosed with different autoimmune thing, they'll be this for a while, so they'll have RA for a while, then all of a sudden it's lupus, and then it's this. It's like they just are all over the place. So to me, it's like it's pointless, and I'm not going to go on their stuff. It just is to write it out, and I don't know if it's inflammatory or what, because inflammation creates pain and stiffness. So, and I don't know if it's what went up there to create the barrier or were the energy of something passing through, but something intense is happening. Something super intense, and my body is so, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable. And I'm just grumpy. Like the dogs could vouch, I'm very grumpy. They're just like, I swear they're on guard, like, oh, is she gonna yell? So I'm just like, oh my God, I am so, just, I don't know, I'm just like drained. There's like, I feel like there's just nothing. I'm barely like, this morning I'm like limping around. My one ankle won't work, and it hurts so bad, and just everything. And last night there was an improvement, but somebody had said about the Giardia, and my daughter keeps saying, oh, I think they have Giardia, I think they have Giardia. But it was just the one night where when I went out in the morning there was tons of diarrhea. And so they had all gone out that night. And Max had decided, well, I don't want to go outside, I'm just going to poop in here. His wasn't diarrhea, it's just soft. And then everybody's has been not... like Stella's has seemed fine, and but there has been a lot of diarrhea, and I don't know who all has it or whatever. I'd have to go out in the middle of the night with a flashlight and watch or something, and it's freaking cold too, and I'm tired, and I just like, so the one night they all went out. Then the next night they all went out except Max. He just said the night before he puked all over. Then the next night he just decided, well, I'll just crap in here. So you know, it stunk so bad. So then so I'm having to get up in the middle of the night and do a freaking bullshit. So then the next night they all went out except for Max. And then last night the only one that went out was Ruthie, and she went out 3 times early in the evening, or earlier in the night, like before midnight or something, and then she didn't go out anymore. And so, and I keep on thinking if it's mostly her, if it isn't, but I did dump out the food that they had and started over. But I was thinking, well, I wonder if it could have something to do with her period situation. She is, boy, this period is like rough, man. God, I cannot believe how much she is bleeding. So, and it's getting the boy dogs all like riled up. Archie is just beside himself. And then Ruthie has taken a new step in her maturity. And she's decided, I think, that they've decided they're boyfriend and girlfriend. They love each other. And they're just with each other all the time. They'll just go sit with each other. They're just constantly with each other. And, so they're best friends, which, you know, I keep seeing these videos too of people, like this one is in California, and it's 2 white golden retrievers, and the people got killed. I think they got killed in a car wreck or something. They'd had these dogs for 8 years, so these dogs have been together for 8 years. And so the person who is fostering them can't continue to foster them because she's got 3 dogs, so she's trying to look for them a new home, but they need to stay together. So I saw that video, and then I saw another one of somebody who went to go to a shelter, and they wanted to adopt this little Chihuahua, but it is paired up with this other one, and they cannot handle it being away from each other. They lose their mind. And so the people ended up that they decided they would take both. And then I saw another one where there was 2 dogs in the shelter, and they are very paired up, and they want to be with each other all the time, and they play together, they love each other. And so the person decided that they were going to adopt one of them, and then so they took them out for a walk together, so they got to have one last walk together or something. They took the other one back and left it at the shelter. I was like, that is heartbreaking. And so we don't have any kind of compassion for their relationships and their bonds, even when it comes to dogs and their puppies and stuff. We just have no compassion. We just treat them like they don't have feelings. And it just was like breaking my heart. And I saw a couple more. But that is even initially why I decided to adopt Archie. Is because he was already surrendered away from his brother. And so he had been with his brother, and then they got surrendered. And so they were being adopted, or they were going to separate fosters, and I was the foster for him. And when he came in, he was like so attentive. He was trying so hard to please me. He was bonding so much. Well, he was a little intimidated by Stella, and because she's huge. But it's kind of funny because he looks so much like her. I think he thinks he's the same. I think he kind of, but then when she gets up near him, he can feel like, whoa. So, but he tries to be the tough guy. For such a small dog, he thinks he's so tough. And he acts tough. He doesn't just, it's not just in his mind. He acts like he's a tough guy. And, but he bonded so much with, what's his name? Max in the beginning. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I can't, because somebody wanted to adopt him. And I was like, well, I'm going to adopt him. And I was sitting there talking to these people, like they put him on to me as the foster, setting up the thing, and I was like, well, I'm going to adopt him. And I just couldn't do that to him. And he maybe would have had a good life. I don't know. But I just felt like he had tried so hard, and it was going to be another rejection in his life, to be sent away from this family and go meet up with another one and try and make his place in that one. And he was going to be like a farm dog thing. And he does like to run. He does like to run around. But he does put himself in danger, so I don't know. But anyways, you just never know, like, if you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. I mean, lately, I've been so overwhelmed and so worn out by everything that it's just like, what the fuck? It's like I took on all this extra stuff, and when it's like this, where everything's so draining, and I mean, now I have an elderly, kind of sickly one. She's not really sickly, but she's bitchy. She does is bitchy, but she does have some issues. I mean, she's elderly, and now I've got a sick one that just. And he was showing signs of pain last night, so I'm trying to, like, increase his stuff. I have no idea what's going on with him. And we've gone through the gamut of diagnoses. And I don't know if he's about to die. I fucking don't know, man. So, just keep whatever. And then these 2 puppies, and now 1 puppy on their period. And so, anyways, it's just as lot. 4 dogs is a lot. Just for anyone who's thinking about getting more dogs, now it's like 1 would have been good, but then she was lonely all the time. So then I get another one. And then now I'm just like, I should have just not fostered. I should have just, when Stella was very first being lonely, I should have just bucked up, spent the money, and got another Mastiff. And but everybody's like, oh no, don't get another Mastiff. You're getting too old for having such a huge dog and stuff like that. I shouldn't have even. I should have just went and got one. And then, I bet at the time I was thinking, man, that it would be a lot trying to have 2 Mastiffs in the car and go anywhere. And so then I was like, I just need to get her a friend, but a small dog. And then I was like, but I had tried that one, Jack, and he was mean as hell, man. And then he broke out every single day. He would do everything he could to break out of my yard, and then he'd just take off. And then when he was there, he was constantly attacking Stella and biting her and stuff. And then the other one I had gotten, that was like a year old one, it kept attacking Stella. So it was like, dang, man, I need to get a smaller dog, and I need to try him out and see, because it wasn't working so far what I was doing. So then doing the foster thing, and then they come, and then you just get attached to them. So, anyways, but then and then I kept wanting Stella to train my next guard dog. So, but then I don't want to lose Stella. But, I mean, we are getting up there, and I don't know what the deal is with these med beds. Now there's constantly people coming out saying, oh, yeah, well, I'm one of the, what are they calling themselves? Like the tester of the med beds and stuff. And so I had just seen one a little while ago. And, oh, I could even show you her. I always forget I can show. And so I'll just show you her deal.
And an awful tower.
And he's the guy talking about something's going to happen at those places. I don't know if he had it in a vision or what the deal. Like, going the wrong way. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of sightings of things. Tons of Bigfoot. Now somebody was here in Idaho camping out in the mountains, and found some cavemen. There's pictures too. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, and this bad weather thing. This bad weather thing's about to go down. I'll show you this.
At least a 70% chance, if not. The 16th of March may go down as one of the worst weather days in East Coast history by the time it's over. I'm meteorologist Todd Gross. We're talking tornadoes, heavy snow, flooding, big winds, and I just have gotten started. Let me show you what's going on.
How can it be all these things at once?
The upper Midwest pushes into eastern Canada, but trailing is the cold front that moves in towards evening on Monday with perfect timing to ignite severe weather from all the way from the Adirondacks of New York State to Florida. Now that's a huge area, and you can see the severe line of storms right on the front, right there, shows up very well in the European computer model. And look at this. The Severe Storms Forecast Center says there's going to be at least a 70% chance, if not higher, of storms in this area, the red and the orange areas right there, in terms of them being really, really bad with gusty winds, hail, damaging winds, and of course severe lightning. But it doesn't end there. They're expecting tornadoes. Same spot, right along that front, from Syracuse, New York, down to around Savannah, Georgia, and even down towards Tallahassee.
That's pretty long. But today's supposed to be really bad over there. And it just is weird to have such a mix of storms. We're going to have floods, we're going to have snowing, we're going to have tornadoes, we're going to have blizzards, we're going to have, it's so extreme. So,
you know, many women.
Anyways.
Man 9390, and I'll take him below, and I swear.
Oh, this one was the guy who was looking on Google.
Sent him this experience he had where he was doing something completely normal.
This thing, I'll show you some.
Looking on property in Crane Hill, Alabama, planning to build a house and for a fresh start, some quiet land, and really nothing weird about it whatsoever, until he pulled up the Google Earth images from that area, and while he was zooming in on that property, he saw something that he was not expecting, and he...
Okay, so you get what the deal is. I'll show you the pictures. It's creepy. Definitely creepy. There's so much weird stuff. I'll show you the caveman one too if I see it again. Okay, there's two pictures. If you can see that. Those are all people. Tons of people just standing out in this field of this property in Alabama. I was like, that's creepy as me. So oh, and you got to hear this one. I don't know if I can play it, because it's a guy. I'll kind of show you a little bit of it, because he says this stuff. I don't know. To me, it sounded very similar to the stuff I've been saying. Oh, here's Puerto Vallarta. They're They've got all sorts of fires, all sorts of stuff going on there still. It's a big disaster mess. They're in war with gangstas. Gangsta. Nebraska's having giant fires. They got 3 fires going, and this one's about to get worse because the winds or something. There's so many disasters all over the place. And there's so many people. Like, it's so weird. Like, was just somebody would be like, well, I'm a channel. I'm a psychic medium. And I'm just really feeling like there's something odd going on the planet right now. It's like, you're just now feeling it? Just now? Oh, my God. I don't know. God, I'm in such a bitchy mood, man. That, I don't remember what this girl was talking about. Oh, here's the caveman one. Here, I'll show you the pictures of the caveman, because they sent them to this guy. Oh, there. There's one. There's one. So the guy was out, so went camping in Idaho in the mountains, and then he was out walking his dog in the morning, and he saw these people, and the people weren't paying much mind to him. They were just doing their thing. But he said after a while they started throwing rocks at him. So, I don't know. People in the comments were like, it's just people leaving the system. It's all people just going out to live in the caves now. It's got to be better. But anything, I mean, I have definitely been, they have said before now over the last couple of decades that they have found tribes and people that have no idea that anything else is going on in the world. They're still living, especially like in the Amazon. It seems like they found 3 or something where they're still living like in the past. Like they have no idea of anything, like time hasn't changed for them so I think there's pockets of that around. I don't think that everybody's in the same place. It's just all different worlds and realities. Oh, and there was a girl who I saw who, let me think what she said. Oh, this girl is constantly talking about timeline shifts. And I see her and stuff, but I just don't agree. I'll let you hear. I mean, everybody gets to decide what they believe.
Biggest timeline collapses and shifts.
They're constantly saying this.
Remember when everyone all of a sudden started to get these weird Mandela effects like Fruit Loops or Febreze or Berenstein versus...
I don't know why it just irritates me because they're constantly saying, oh, we just had a giant timeline shift. We just did a timeline jump. I mean, there's a certain pocket of people who say this all the time. It's like... I don't even know, man. But anyways, I've mentioned her before, and that's the girl. But I just don't listen to the thing.
Stuck together. It's just this huge fucking bathroom, and I'm just walking.
Oh, I know I'm not the only one that cannot afford a full raw diet.
I forgot what I was looking for. Oh, here's one of the sidekicks people who, just to let you know, something weird's going on. Oh, this guy. He's talking about Taylor's past lives. Oh, here's the medbed one. That's the one.
And I wanted to tell you the wonderful results.
Okay, let's start it from the first.
Hi, my name is Dawn, and I did the MedBed 8-hour test last night. And I wanted to tell you the wonderful results. Obviously, I look like I need some help. And this is not what I looked like 10 years ago. I was actually a UCLA professor. Exposed to mold that disabled me. 10 years later, I'm still alive, but I'm missing all the teeth in the back of my mouth. My teeth are shifted. They've removed my left ovary. Obviously, I've lost my hair. I used the MedBed last night to increase my immune system, grow new teeth. It was amazing what happened and what I heard and what I felt. And I want to do this for free, to do the trial to help other people. I'm a very wise woman. I'm very well educated, and I definitely need to.
The thing is, this is what gets me, and this is each person I've seen that has done this. So, how she's still bald, she still has no teeth, she's wearing glasses, and these quantum, okay, because the one that I took Stella to, which was all there was at the time, and you have to go in them all the time. It's something that just raises your vibration, and you have to keep using your mind in order to heal. But you have to go a bunch of times. It's not just, that's why I said, ever since I went to those, I was like, we all still need these in our houses. Like, we all need one that we can just go into, every morning. You go and spend some time in your high vibration room. But there's tons and tons out here. There's selling space. And so you get to buy time in it. And like when I went with Stella, it was $500 to spend overnight. And so now I don't even know. I think some of them, maybe $1,000 or something. So the thing is so these ones that these people are testing and stuff, they're not coming out all better. Even the one lady I'd seen, she's like, well, I'm going in it for nearsightedness. Nearsightedness, so they're prioritizing your vision over people who have, what? There's people who are on their deathbed and they're going to send somebody in it for checking their vision, to improve their vision. It's like, okay, this is, I don't get what's going on. Like, is this like the opener? Is this the deception? Is this the deceiver to pull you in a different direction? Because there's tons of them. Is this going to be something where you have to go in these a bunch of times to raise your vibration before you can go in the big one? Because the thing is about the big one, the military one, is it is one-time deal. You go in it one time and you're going to grow your hair. You're going to come out with hair. You're going to grow your teeth. You're coming out with teeth. You're going to grow a limb back. You're going to come out with that limb. You're going to grow back body parts that have been cut out of you. You're going to come back with that body part. Something is vibrating. That is weird. It's like my whole chair is vibrating. It's almost like my chair's breathing or something. God, that is a weird feeling. What the hell, man? I'm telling you, shit is weird. It totally feels like something. I don't know. Maybe the ground's going to give out. Maybe we're going to go in a sinkhole. Be like, arrivederci, people. I'm out. God, this place is so much. So, maybe we're going to get to find out all this stuff and it will make sense. And it'll be like, oh, it was well worth it. Right now, it's just like, what the fuck, man? So anyways, in the military ones, you go in, and from what I understood, there's 3 different ones. So you would go in, there's supposed to be one that is, like, redoes your cells and stuff. And then there's one that grow back body parts or something, and one that does something to expand your brain. So it like clicks it on so that you use more of your brain or something. I'm not really sure, because I would think that would be kind of accessing the colossal mind of the universe. So I don't know. But but when you go into the military one, your cells go back 25 years. Like, your cell reverse to like 25 years of health. So people, it's going to be like aging backwards. I mean, a lot of people who are going to age backwards, they're going to go into it and they're going to come out and look younger. And so, I also heard that you can, like, if you have short hair but you want long hair and you had problems growing your hair or something, that you could go into those and grow all your hair right then. And any parts you had to cut out surgically, they're going to be back inside you, or they're going to grow back while you're in the med bed. Your eyes come back, your eyes will be fixed. Your teeth grow back. Everything that you have issues with gets fixed in these military ones. And so these other ones that keep popping up, where it's like, yeah, you got to go in. And so if they're hiring people to do commercials, are they trying to make a bunch of money real quick before the other med beds come out? Because one thing is that the military ones, the ones that are, it's going to be a free visit. And what the one lady from Australia is always talking about, she's been talking about these things for years and years. And she is, she gave a date now that she said in the paperwork. It says that it's going to be, people are going to start going in, but it's going to be open appointments or something in April or something, where it's going to go more mainstream. Well, you keep seeing these people go in them, but it's like, these aren't what I was expecting. You're going to go in and you got all these issues, and you come out and you still got issues. How many visits you got? I mean, how many of these are they going to have? Everybody's got to go in them 100 times? Like, especially when they have the technology that you go into a one-time deal, and it's supposed to be free, and it's supposed to be a part of when you go in. She was even talking about, like, they do a scan to see if your vibration will meet it, because you have to have a vibration that you can go into the bed with. And so she said it had to do, like, with this RV, or when you go into the thing to recalculate your finances or whatever, some kind of thing after everything crashes. The people are going to be going into appointments for one thing, it's supposed to be about the med beds, and another thing about the finances and how much money you're going to get back off your birth certificate or whatever. I don't know. And so it was supposed to be, that was the thing. But now all of a sudden they've got all these coming out. They've got phone numbers. They've got to make your appointments now. And then you go and you ask them. And one had sent me the link, and I talked about it, a couple months ago. But now there's tons of them. And it was like $1,500 or something. So it's going to be right back to, you have to have a ton of money to be able to have health. But there's going to be a flipping over of the money, so you will have more money. But for people who are, on their deathbed right now, what good is that going to do them? So it's like, this doesn't seem right. Something does not seem right about this. And so I don't know what the deal is, because I've seen so many different ones on the med bed thing. And I've sent a bunch to Amy. I'll look on her on this thing. I send her lots of videos. Because there is, here's another one. Okay, there's tons of these. Oh, this is the one though that is, I think says about the, so I'll read this thing right here. And this is a picture of one, which I've seen some pictures of these places that have these same looking things. Okay, med beds are being distributed around the United States. They are not a conspiracy theory. Med bed technology generated as a field of restorative life force energy to repair all cells. It ensures that you are in good health and proves to be the future of healthcare. MedBed's military, available for the public. Booking appointment for QFS, Quantum MedBed services, available in all countries. So, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, is that are they just trying to bring up military because they want us to be like, oh, this is a military one. This is the one that grows everything back. I don't know. So, I'm not really sure what the deal is with, here's another one. No, that's not one. That's an XRP thing. Because that has to do with it too, this money thing. I don't know. But there's tons. I've seen tons of these ones where let me see if I can find one. Because they put it on phone numbers and stuff. It's a call for your appointment. And her and I have been talking about med beds for a long time. So, we're sharing that stuff back and forth. And I don't think these are the ones. Okay, the time is now. The med bed. That guy's in this thing with all the vibrational stuff going around. And, so this one, this irritated me. Okay, this says, breaking update, U.S. military med beds fully activated, healing thousands of patriots. This is what irritates me. The patriots. Watch how many times it says this. Nationwide, right now, is Quantum Restorative Health Systems Directive, QRHS, rolls out under white hat control. Patriots. Everything's patriots. Why wouldn't it just be humans, citizens, people, patriots? Hold on to your hats, because the greatest miracle in modern history is exploding across America in March 2026. The legendary med beds, those divine quantum healing chambers fueled by zero-point energy, plasma light, and direct soul resonance. It's in your soul resonance, that's your vibration. Are now live and operational in secret military facilities nationwide. Thousands upon thousands of true American patriots, the ones who held the line. It's like, dude, it would be for everybody. It's not going to just be for the... That's the part that was irritating me. The ones who held the line through the darkest days of cabal tyranny are stepping out, renewed, regenerated, and unbreakable. These are not fairy tales. These beds perform cellular level miracles. Full organ regeneration, limb regrowth, complete reversal of these little things, any damage from that, neurological reviving cancer, annihilation, age reversal, down to the prime biological state, toxin purge, DNA repair, and even memory restoration from suppressed traumas. They read your more intention and frequency signature. Only the coherent, awakened, high vibrational patriots get full activation. The beds know who's real and who's still carrying deep state programming. They protect the technology from ever falling into enemy hands again. White hats under direct Space Force oversight and President Donald J. Trump. Ironclad. Ironclad Command seized these holy technologies from the cabal's deep state site vaults in the Ukraine, Switzerland. Okay, this just goes on and on and on. This is long as fuck. So, anyways, but I mean, it's still, that's the kind that I'm talking about. The kind that grows your stuff back, regenerates all your cells and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's not going to be just for the patriots. But it will have to do with your... Oh, see, here's another one. Okay. So, see, it's like spinning, and then it has this limited session available. Reserve your spot. 1-202-598-6224. And then, in one of these... I'm not sure if it was this one. In one of them, it said the comments, "We're booked out for 15 years. Hurry up and make your appointment now. Pay ahead." So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know, because, like, this is big money. Like, this isn't just, like, why are they putting all this money into this when there's this other? Like, I just don't, I don't know. I don't get it. And so, and this is more than one of these, and it's different phone numbers, so it's different places. So I don't know. The one I went to we weren't spinning around in anything. We went in and it was these TV cameras everywhere. No, not cameras, TVs. So there was like little TVs, and it was like a line of them. So in the QF, or this one is called the quantum energy system. And so you get a 24, which I went to the 24. So each one of those, so it was 6 TV screens in each corner. And then there was 4 corners, so it was 24 screens. And so they all had these colors and these vibrations and all this stuff that was set to. So it had all these colors and patterns and stuff coming into the room. And normally in the room, there's just a whole bunch of chairs. So people would pay to come in and have a session. So instead of going on your lunch break to a restaurant, you would come here and pay your money, and you would just sit in this chair and absorb all this high energy for an hour, 2 hours. That's what she said. Normally people come in and pay for an hour or 2 hours, and they come in and sit and absorb all that energy. And then you have to keep working on what it is that you're working on. Like that lady's hair didn't grow back, her teeth didn't grow back. She's got to go back in, and pay what, $1,500 each time. And so, and then when we came in, so a bunch of chairs were moved out of the way, and then there was a futon, and then it was laid out, and then me and Stella just slept on this futon. Well, Stella slept on the floor, I think, and I slept on the thing. She was kind of tripping out by the thing, but anyways, we stayed in there and slept all night, and we got 12 hours, and ours was $500, and we had it to ourselves. Nobody else was in there. And that's when I took in all of the things, because they sell these for $200. They're all quantum charged crystals. And so I took in what did I take in? I took a bunch of salts in there. I took a bunch of stuff in there to get it quantum charged. So anyways, but this was right at the first. So this was 2021, I think. I'd have to remember exactly when she got sick. I think it was 2021. Because Winston was sick in 2020. And then right after Winston died, then she had some huge issue. And so we went there because there was only 2 of them that had 24 units, and they said I would need the 24 unit, and there was only a few of them around, so I had to go far. I had to drive across the country, go down from Washington State, from one end of the country almost to the other end, because it was close. It was in Newport Beach, which isn't too far from San Diego, which is on the edge of Mexico. So it was like all the bottom of the United States, all the way from the top to the bottom. And so we went into that one. And then I still knew that these other med beds were going to be coming in. There's supposed to be a med bed room or something that it's also going to be for animals, because they've made the animals so sick. So there's supposed to be one that's supposed to be helping our pets. Well, our pets aren't going to go in these things and spin around. So maybe if you had a little pet or something, and you could put them in there, but I don't know what they're going to want. I don't know. So anyways, but this lady in Australia, there's other people besides her, they've been talking about these ones. This guy, whoever, with this a patriot this, patriot that, it's for every single person. There's tons of people who aren't patriots. There's tons of people who don't even know anything's going on in the world. And there's tons of people who are just focused on their sickness. I mean, there's so many sick people in the world. And that is what it was supposed to. I had heard when it started, it was going to be taking the sickest people in. So, and it was going to have to do with when you go into your appointment, your RV, I think they call it, or something, appointment. And then you go in, and then they were supposed to be scanning you to see what your resonance is or whatever, if you can go into one. And then I think, from what I understood, if you couldn't meet the vibration, you had to go through a healing center or something, and maybe they do those at the healing center, and to get you prepared so that you can go in and have this big change in your body at one time. And so that when those ones start, though, was going to be like they were going to be taking in people who were super, super sick. And so then, people who weren't as sick, like for their vision to fix their nearsightedness or whatever, that doesn't seem like high priority at this point when you got people who are, dying every day from this, what they're doing to us. So I don't know. And you just got to beware. Like, it doesn't seem that all med beds are the same. And I don't know, if it has been some big psyop. I mean, when I heard about these, I heard Corey Good talking about them, like, way before. And he wasn't talking about, like, oh, we're all going to go in them. That came later. And that's, like, I don't know if people heard him talking about them, because he said a part of his secret space mission thing, he had to go in those. And so he would talk about them. He had to go in it like 3 times. He said 3 times they reset it, and they're not supposed to keep setting your time back. But they put him in a place where, I don't remember how it works. Like, if he's someplace and the age is faster, then he has to come back to his place and go backward. I don't know. All these things they're all different. Then some places you don't age, and then you come back and we're all older, but you're not aged. And some places you're getting older, but we're not aging. And it just depends on what the situation is, the vibration of the reality or the realm that you're in. And so, but he had talked about that. So I had seen that back, when it was just listening to, like us weirdos who listened about, well, it had to do with technologies. It had to do with lying to us about a lot of stuff. Because of the moon. I mean, I had heard about that a long time ago. Just, about them feeding us to them, and about ports that they, there's a lot of stuff when you go and listen to these people that a lot of people won't listen to because they think it's bullshit and they think it's made up and stuff like that. Well, it's come, out now more that was all true stuff. Everything was the truth that these people were saying. But like, the one show, Cosmic Disclosure, I think it is even on Gaia channel now, but it used to be, where was it? If it was on YouTube or something? No, I don't even remember, because it used to be, it seems like at first even a lot of stuff would be these ufology kind of people getting together, and there would be speakers, and then you would see recordings of what went on at those. So you would see, like, Corey Good would be a speaker at one of these places, whatever they're called, conferences for UFO believers. And then, so they would go and he would talk, and then you would see the recording of it. It would be shared, like, on, it seems like it was YouTube. But anyways, then it started being on Gaia channel, I think. So I don't remember where Cosmic Disclosure was before. And before it was, David Wilcock was the one who was asking him questions. Now it's, I think while it's on Gaia channel, I don't know if, because David Wilcock was like too uncontrollable or something. And so now they've got the guy with the black hair and the mustache. Can't think of his name, but he's been around in UFO stuff for a long time. But anyways, so they were talking about those med beds all that ways ago. And so then, I don't even remember, I think when it started being that I started understanding about Nisar Kasar and all the technology, and that was going to be coming out. And I don't know where it was. All of a sudden it was like, oh, we're going to get access to those med beds, man. And so my eye has been on those the whole time. I even was surprised when the first ones started coming out that were being pushed, and they weren't those ones. And so now there's such a huge rush or big influx of all these ones. And it's still, I mean, even when they're sitting there talking about the one, it's like, well, is someone just saying this because this is what they want? Are they really about to come? I don't know. I don't know. Everything on the internet is so misleading. There's so many lies and stuff. And I mean, we're still in a world where, you know, we're enslaved to their money system at this point. But that's all going to be ending. So I don't know if, I just don't know. I mean, everything is such a bunch of, just a whirlwind of weird stuff, man. So it's just tons of lies and BS and stuff. But yeah, I mean, for her to have been in the med bay and come out and still need her glasses and has no hair and her teeth are still, it's like, I don't know. And when you're paying that much money, I don't know. I just don't know. This girl, she's one of those animal communicators, and she was talking to a dog that had passed, and she was asking about the dreams, which, last night I was having horrible dreams again. I felt like totally under attack. But the first one was really awful, and I was at a place, and I was getting really frustrated, because everything I would start doing, the dogs would start interrupting me. And I don't know if it was just Stella or whatever, but she kept being in this other room, and she started whining, and I was getting so frustrated. I was trying to finish what I was doing. This is just like my life right now, man. So I was trying to finish what I was doing, and then I had to stop. And then when I got down there, she was being strangled. She had got her, there was something hanging off a doorknob, and she got her head in it, and it was strangling her, and then I was trying to revive her. It was horrible. It was horrible. And then she woke me up. Or somebody woke me up. I don't remember if it was Ruthie or her. And then I went back to sleep, and then it was a bad dream about Ruthie, I think. It was like I was just having all these bad dreams. It was really horrible. And on those nights where I feel like I'm under attack. And so she's saying that this dog who's passed told her that in the dream, because the woman wanted to know if her dog was really coming and visiting her in her dreams. And she said, the dog said, yeah, what happens is, so when you're dreaming, when you go to sleep, you just kind of come out of your body. You don't go far away. You just kind of come out of your body. But it's like this entryway into this other realm. And in that realm is when you can be visited by all different people who have passed. All different people, I think it's just like a meetup for us all. I think we all just meet up in this space. And but you're right close to your body still. You're still tethered to your body, and that you can't remember all of the stuff that happens there because you're not meant to. And because you would want to stay there. You wouldn't want to come back out. And so you can't remember everything, and your experience isn't. Because, like, I've had a lot of them where I was like, man, I just want to stay in my dreams. I don't want to come back here. So I was like, oh, I get what he's saying. Because, yeah, there's a lot of dreams where it's like, I just soon stay here now. I'm good. I don't need to go back to that other place. But, so anyways, that's what is not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to stay in the dream world. We're supposed to just go there. It's like a temporary opportunity for communication, and you learn things and stuff like that. And you can't remember it all because you're not meant to remember it all. And because it would be too much of our existence, which kind of reminds me of one of the things about before, when the world was super spiritual. And it was still like a fail on it, because when you are living your life and you just focus on your spiritual life, then you are not fully living your life. You're still trying to be in the other space. And it's really important to be in the current space of existence where you are there to experience. So when you're constantly trying to leave that experience and try and stay home all the time, be in your mind, like, I'm just going to go meditate and go home for a while. I don't want to be here. Then you aren't getting the full value of the here, the now moment. And then, so it's really important to be able to handle and go through the now moment of existence where you are in this state of being, and not just trying to be in a different state of being where it's like you got to find your peace, but you still got to be in the relevant state of existence. And otherwise it's an escape. So it's kind of an escapism. So you're kind of not using your time wisely. And so, so it gets out of balance. So it's important to be able to figure out like how to thrive in your life and live your life and be in the spiritual mind kind of, but not just only in, trying to be in someplace else. It's like you got to have the value of, you need to value what it is to be alive and see the point of it and not just trying to escape from it. And so anyways, but that's just more part of the balance of, it's not supposed to be just an escapism, and it's supposed to be more of a practice of a knowing, of a guidance, of a guiding you through what it is to be alive, and use your spiritual guidance. But anyways, but yeah, the dog was saying you're not supposed to just stay stuck in the dream world. But that just reminds me of before when the people were so focused on spirituality, but they had stopped living their lives because it was just like, let's just go sit in the temples and stay in the world of peace, in which you got to find your peace. But okay, this was the one I wanted to play, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing because yeah, I think he says things that, but this is the stuff I've been talking about. And so this is kind of like a confirmation thing.
So about a year ago, I was brutally canceled off the internet for having a billionaire father as well as political connections. But tonight, I'm going to use that privilege to expose what really happened with Erica Kirk. Because once you understand how these elite circles actually operate, the entire mystery around her becomes incredibly obvious. So take a seat, grab a bag of popcorn, because I might get deleted for posting this. So in order to fully understand what happened with this crazy bitch,
so
you need to
I'm
understand
going to interrupt a little bit.
Politics
so
themselves.
it confuses
So
it.
politics operate very much like a social club with a social hierarchy. So at the very top, there are the billionaires who write 9-figure checks to the puppet class, also known as politicians, who in return give the billionaire class undying loyalty on the issues that matter to them most. Now, the most important thing for you to drill in your fucking head to really understand this story is that you may look at a President Obama, for example, and think that he is at the top of the social pyramid. That is absolutely not true. When there are these private dinner meetings with billionaires and with past presidents or potential future presidents or even a current president, they're at the very bottom of the fucking barrel. If you were to compare it to a social hierarchy in a high school, for example,
what's kind of funny?
Is the superintendent of the...
What's kind of funny, as I was just thinking, is that the people who are at the top, which, it's how many zeros they have, is how much control they have, which it even goes up more than that too, is I think some of them have to, in order to even have that much, that they have to, there's a portal of entry of something. I don't know if it's what you have to do, but the rest of us peons and even the politicians, they're just puppets and stuff. But it just makes you think about Donald, because he was in the upper echelon. But I think he's also one of those people who was not like, I think he didn't eat the same kind of supper as some of them, because I think he wasn't the same. I don't know, there's like speculation on stuff of him being a time traveler and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of funny because he isn't just he's also one of these people. So anyways, now I gotta start again. Okay.
Entire school board, and a President Obama, for example, is like the president of student council. He actually has no power over the school whatsoever. It's completely performative. Every single time you've ever voted, you are really voting for someone that was handpicked for you by a billionaire who doesn't want to run themselves because they are busy ruining the planet. And honestly, being a politician is seen, as I said, in these social circles, at these dinner parties, as a very lowly job. So in summary, every single person who has made it to the level of a vice president or a president is nothing but a billionaire's bitch. So then this brings us to the fundamentals needed to understand the story of Charlie and Erica Kirk. So in 2018, a former pageant queen, Miss Arizona, Miss Erica Franzfey, stumbled into the brand new Turning Point USA office in Phoenix, Arizona. While she was there, she very quickly bumped into Charlie Kirk, who then flew her to New York City for her job interview at a burger joint, a restaurant called Bill's Burgers. At which point during the job interview, Charlie Kirk said, "Forget the interview, forget the job. I actually think I'm going to date you," because that's super professional, but that's what happened. Erica completely jumped at the chance to date Charlie because he was already anointed by the billionaire class that funded and controlled Turning Point USA as the person that was going to be the next president of the United States. This was not something that was a secret. This was not something that was implicit. This was something that was explicit in several conversations. Everybody knew that Charlie Kirk one day would run to be president, and it was a running comment, a running joke, that Erica Kirk would one day be the first lady.
He's saying their
This
names
was her
too many
life
times.
goal, and this was the plan, and the only reason in 2021 she married.
Maybe I'll do like a synopsis kind of thing. So he says that they were, she was marrying him just because she wanted to be the first lady. That was her desire for a long time. So she wanted to be the first lady. It was well known who he was going to be. And that the turning place was just a front for control, in that where they were going after the control of the younger, I guess the younger conservatives, trying to turn them more into conservatives and stuff, because he would go to the universities and stuff and speak a lot. And so he had grown his following, and that's who they were going after, because once those people started, you know, he would be their hero, so they would all put him into office easily. And so she wanted to be a part of that. And so Charlie was focused on doing what he was told to do. And she was like the go-between. So she would have the parties and all of this stuff and bring in the people with the money. She was schmoozing all the time and being, you know, the woman who was the first lady kind of lady in the situation. Well, then Charlie began, he said, having a backbone, because he started feeling the pressure of what they were telling him to do and what they were telling him to say and how they were telling him to act. And he was not happy about it. So he was pulling away. He was like, I don't want to do this. And Erica was like, no, we're doing this. This is, you know, my plan. We're doing this. And he was like, I don't want to do this. And at some point, whatever was going on, he decided that he was going to break up with her. And so he had just told some people, I think it's the end, and he was talking about with her. And people, I guess that's been misinterpreted in his text or something. So anyways, then so he left that morning without her to go do this speaking engagement, and it was because he was over their relationship. He was just like, he didn't want to continue to go and do this stuff, be used, like, you know, go against his own grain. And it was something about a lot of stuff with the Blue Star community. And so which, you know, that's been an issue about them having all the money, the art, and all that stuff for a long time. That was a part of way back during the one with, you know, the supposed mustache man, but now supposedly the description of him matches this other guy who's like from Egypt or something, a dark guy. So it's not even the person who they told us. Like, there's so much lies in our world. It's just so ridiculous. So, I mean, everything in our fucking, everything. It's just like, you can't believe anything. It's like, no matter what. It's just like, and then even when there's something new, it's like, well, did they just put that out there to just try and throw us? Like, everything. It's just like, God, can you imagine? I mean, those billionaires, The ones in the top of the echelon, they're too busy trying to mind control us. They don't have time to fucking go run for president and shit. They've got their hands full trying to confuse all of us. So anyways, Erica still wanted to be involved. She wanted it. And so then the supposed, assassin that I think is not real, but it maybe was that they were going to. So there was we'll make it look like a kind of a JFK Jr. kind of situation. And so then he is being kept somewhere with some of these other people that seem to be missing. I don't know. And but that's why she swooped in real quick and became the CEO, and at the same time they even did some kind of a new like a LLC or something. Let me see if I can find it.
Through the only lever of control they had left. Morning, she urged Charlie to sleep alone in their daughter's room so he could rest better before Utah.
So this is the night they broke up.
In the morning, Charlie grabbed any sense is around the same time of Charlie messaging his friends that it's over. In Donor's perspective, the looming divorce between Charlie and Erica not only could represent the end of Turning Point USA CEO, which is, of course, Erica Kirk. Just in time, right before Charlie was able to announce the divorce or the fact that he was leaving the cause. Nobody in the history
damn it.
of political assassinations has ever acted as bizarre as Erica Kirk. And
yeah,
I think
she acted weird.
Is actually guilt. Not only did Erica Kirk immediately accept the lone gunman narrative, that doesn't make any sense for a multitude of reasons. She actually scolded the public for demanding answers and for being skeptical. The only reason she's not demanding answers is because she knows exactly who did it and why. Within 72 hours of the assassination, the domain Vance Kirk 2028 was purchased.
So he's saying that this whole thing with her and Jade, that the plan would have been him to run, and then she was going to be the VP on him. They've already made a thing for it, whatever he called it. What did he call it?
Immediately sprints to take the throne of her dead husband by becoming CEO of Turning Point USA. And the only reason she's not demanding answers is because she knows exactly who did it.
The domain. So the domain for that pairing for 2028. So I don't know. Oh man. And one thing too. Because you think is JD, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? And the thing is because a lot of people think, if Donald brings him along, he's a part of whatever they're into, so he is bringing his friends on board. This is, I think, a real misconception that a lot of people have, because all you got to do is really put into perspective over Mike, when he brought Mike in, Mike P. That was to expose him. When he brought certain people up on the stage to talk about the sickness and what we should do and all that, that was to expose them. It was to bring them into our light so that we knew who these people were. And so, because Mike was being exposed that guy was bad. He was a bad guy. And so, I don't know if that would be the same thing with JD. And then who knows if this character, because he sure does changed a lot over time, isn't, because the movie Hillbilly Elegy, when he got that, it had big names for nobody. And so, is it... because they want people's following, and they push certain things. So when you have a book about your trauma as a child and the drug problem and what you went through, his story is just, there's a lot of people who have had the same story. He's not the only one. And he wrote the book and made the movie, but like had Glenn Close in the movie. It had, I can't even remember who played his mom Amy, a big name. And so did he have a platform that they were like, okay, well, let's switch him out. Let's put a new one in. And so then they put in a new one so that they could get him to do some bad stuff. And that's who really is being exposed. It's not the original person. I don't know, man. I mean, they do that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, there's so much that remains to be seen with some of these characters that are brought onto the main stage. But you can't just automatically be like, oh, that's definitely a good one. Oh, that's definitely a bad one. And it's kind of like, we just got to watch stuff play out. So, yeah, because if you're going to be involved with Eric, like, and she's been brought in so much. Like, she's everywhere, man. Like, a day doesn't go by that you're not hearing her name or seeing her somewhere. So, Donald himself, he's got her everywhere. He's constantly saying, where's Erica? Where, this bullshit. So, and again, that doesn't mean he thinks she's a good person. He's really trying to get us to see something. And you can't just sit down and tell us, because there's too much resistance. There's too many people, think he's trying to hide all his bad stuff behind these other people who think they're so good. So it has always been, you can't tell them, you have to show them. So we are being shown so that we start to think for ourselves and have critical thinking and look at things with more discernment, more ability to decipher. So it's not something that they can just sit and tell us. I mean, some people could pick up on, what he's putting down, but not everybody. There's too much resistance. You have to do it for yourself. And then there's so much, that they've done to create this TDS to make sure that people aren't listening to him because of this role that he has to play to bring certain people in and expose them. So, I don't know, with this JD and Eric, like, I don't know, but I do know that is like the hierarchy, that the people who are in, that we think have got power over us, don't have power over us. It's the people that fund it. Those people are just, these people are a bunch of puppets. That's why I say they're a bunch of sellouts. They're a bunch of puppets. They're choosing to have money over being a human. Like, if you had the opportunity, like if somebody came to you and said, like, gather all these people together and then we're going to spray something that's going to make them all really sick, and we're going to give you money if you get them all there. And then you are like, okay, cool. Yeah, I can make a lot of money. Who cares about these people? That's being a sellout. That's not caring about your own species. That's not trying to raise your species. It's being more out for yourself. And that's the kind of energy that they try to create here with their hierarchy and their division. But it isn't the energy of the spiritual realm, and that's where we're going at this point, where we're splitting off from this negative energy into a more positive influence. So you're going more into community, unity, caring, trying to build each other up, trying to be there for one another. Not, I'm going to make money off of getting rid of you. So that is, that's a big part of what's going to be exposed in people, is that they're a bunch of sellouts. Even these actors and actresses who, on their contracts or however it is that they reach this point. I couldn't believe it in 2020 when all of a sudden, it was one thing when they're coming out and saying about politics and stuff, but then when they start coming out and belittling people who didn't want to get these, and talking down on people and stuff, and making what they thought is the only thing that makes sense, and that's the sane, and the rest of us are stupid idiots. That's when, to me, it's like, oh, now you've crossed a line, man. Now you are a sellout. Now you're choosing to make money over saving people's lives. Like, no, that's like, and I would think that we're going to see more of that. And one thing is, too, is I've seen somebody say this, and this is something I totally believe, is at this point in time, your soul's going to start showing through. So if you are decrepit and you don't care about people, you only care about money and stuff like that, you're going to start looking creepy. And people who are caring and loving people, they're going to start shining more. They're going to have a shine to them. They're going to be, effervescent. They're going to, people are going to look at them more. It's not going to be like, there's going to be like a shine coming through. And so some of these people who keep going in and getting all this plastic surgery, it makes you wonder if it's not to try and cover up the evil that's trying to be represented. That they're starting to look really eerie or creepy, so they're going in trying to get fixed on the outside, but the inside's going to keep showing out. It's going to keep coming through. And now there's more award shows. It's like reward season or something. And so this past weekend was the Oscars, I think. I don't know, maybe it was a Golden Globe. I think it was the Oscars, but I don't know. But it was showing all these people going in their outfits. And so you got people who keep showing videos talking about the people in their outfits and talking about some of the people they can't stand and some of the people they like. And Emma Stone, she was at, because I'm telling you, there was something weird about when she was up and coming, and that whole weird thing about Jim Carrey going out and saying how much he loved her and wanted to marry her, and they could go off and live in a house together and barbecue or something. And it just seems so over the top. And then, she didn't call him. So that's why I was like, it seems kind of like a humiliation ritual to bring her up as an up-and-comer, to get attention on her. So, woo, Jim Carrey likes her. So I don't know, because, her career is taken off. And I'm not saying, she's not a good actress and doesn't deserve it or whatever. There's lots of people out there who are good actors and actresses that don't get anywhere. And so, and right now she is changing how she looks. And she's also going into the anorexia state. Like all these, they're pushing real hard on this anorexia for some reason. And I don't know what the deal is with that. If they're just trying to push it on people, if it is something to cover up something that's happening with a certain DRUG. And so they're just trying to normalize it because they were putting them on this. Now it's eating them alive or something, like the movie Thinner or something. But that was a curse. But anyways, but he couldn't stop losing weight. But it seems like something weird is going on. But anyway, so she's out now, anorexic and with her new face and whatnot. And in the comments, I had seen all these people. There was a bunch of people. Oh my God, she looks so beautiful and all that stuff. And I'm just thinking, man, that is so weird in our society that we sit here and look at all of these people with surgery and say, oh, they look so beautiful. Like, that doesn't seem healthy. Doesn't seem right. It seems abnormal. And but I did see somebody in the comment say, oh, well, her surgeons did great. And I think that's what, needs to be more. Just like it's the same thing as like seeing, somebody who's transitioning from one side to the next, being a girl born, all that whole thing, to call them a woman when they were born a man and call them a man when they're born a woman, when there's something in between. They are an in-between. Their experience is in between. They didn't experience being a young boy and what it was to be this. They've always had the experience of what it is to be in the middle, to be insecure about this. It's a different experience, and it's atypical. And so that is what it is. Just to call it something else, it doesn't make any sense. And to me, it's the same thing with this. So to sit here and take somebody who has gone in and had their whole face revised and then say, oh, but they're so beautiful, is like, that doesn't seem, it seems irrational. Seems like we got to call it what it is. Oh, yeah, your surgeon's doing pretty good. I mean, you look attractive. But then also, even when we go in that direction, It's like they're trying to turn everybody into a generic face form. It's like, that is weird. And so, I don't know. It's just a little weird stuff. Like, everything is really weirding me out lately, in case you can't tell. Like, I'm really feeling weird. I'm thinking everything's weird. Like, everything just seems so strange. So, yeah, the energy's strange. My body hurts. Everything's intense. Everything is loud. I don't even know, like, it's the sprays. I don't even know, man. Yeah, it's a friggin' mess, man. So, I don't know. And maybe today some big stuff will happen. Maybe they will start blowing some things up so we can start moving into the next new direction. Because it seems like something really big has to happen. Because there's been a lot of big things that have happened. I mean, it still is, we still just... It's like the ants all like... When you have the ants, they'll like follow each other. And say like there's a dead thing over here, and the ants all decide, hey, we can go over there and get some food. And so they all follow each other, and they go over there, and then they start carrying parts back. So they start taking these parts back with them, which they can carry like 10 times their body weight or something. So they're all like carrying this stuff, like following each other back to their ant cave, whatever it's called. And I feel like that's the journey we're on. We're on this long journey. We're still not there. We're all carrying a heavy load, and we're all trying to get there, but we're still just on the path. We're not there yet. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to get us to finally get to the place where everything flips, or everything changes. But yeah, we're not there yet. So anyways, we'll see what happens today. It could be anything. Maybe they're going to blow some stuff up, and maybe a sinkhole's going to open, because I'm telling you, this ground is vibrating. I don't know what the hell. Maybe Idaho's on a fault line. I don't know. Hey, I swear to God, I would be like that little girl. Like, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready. Like, wherever I'm going next, it's better than this place. So, anyways, but while we're here, we do have to stay focused on what we're here to do. And I'm telling you, what you're here to do is to shed the dark, shed all your pain and suffering, shed who you were, and become who you want to be. And that's not just like it's who you want to be in your heart and soul. It's not just like, what character do I want to play now? Because there's people who think like that. It's like, no, you want to go towards your realness, your authenticity. What are you hiding about you? What are you trying to play safe? What are you trying to not expose about yourself? It's healing that stuff so you can be comfortable being you. And, the good parts and the bad parts. It's just all you. And being able to get to that point of being like, I'm okay. I got a little good, I got a little bad. That's the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be perfect. I'm not supposed to be what everybody else wants. I'm supposed to be where I feel comfortable. And represent, man. Represent yourself. Stand on business, man. So be you. And it takes work. Takes work to figure out in this chaos who you are. And that's what all this awakening stuff is supposed to be helping. It's supposed to be helping you figure out your moral compass, your perspective, your priorities. It's supposed to be helping you, and then questioning those parts. Well, I prioritize this. I prioritize these beautiful women who had tons of surgery, but is that rational? Does that make sense? Like, there's tons of beautiful women in the world, and why are we saying, well, everybody needs to look like this, or you're not pretty anymore? It's like, why can't we just see? But that's the beautiful part about this inner part is going to start showing up more. And so, but yeah, if you carry a lot of hate and stuff, you're not going to like what you see in the mirror. It's going to bother you. But what do you do about it? You start shedding your hate. You get rid of it. You let go of shit. You have to dig down deep into forgiveness and stop carrying resentment and bitterness. Let it go, because it's going to start really showing up on you. So anyways, But focusing on you is the path, through all the chaos to keep bringing it back to you is what needs to be done. So focus on you and focus on learning how to love yourself, letting go and accepting yourself. So focus on loving yourself, loving everybody, because it's just as important. If you want to be in a world where there's other people, you got to learn how to love everybody and accept everybody. We can't be living in a world of division. That's where we live now, and nobody's really liking it. Nobody's really happy here. So if they are, it's like, I don't know. I guess we can either learn from them or something's wrong with them. I'm not sure at this point. So anyways, but learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learn how to have the day you want to have. And there's a lot of freaking crazy stuff to decipher through, to work your way through. So anyways, she got her little diaper off there again. God, man. Okay, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll talk about whatever happens today, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.